Today I received a question from a realtor who's a subscriber to my channel who wrote the following. Can you do a video for real estate sales high conversion video? Do you recommend lead ad or ad with no objective? You are an expert. Thanks in advance. Wow, thank you. Appreciate that. So I think you're talking about two different things. You're either talking about when you set the ads up in Ads Manager, you're able to align the objective with the placement itself, or you're talking about the post copy or the ad copy itself and a clear call to action for a lead. I think you're talking about the first one. So let's actually go there. So here we have my Ads Manager. And as you can see, you have all these different objectives, and then you have the corresponding placements. If you notice awareness and consideration, you click there, you get placements that are for awareness consideration, app promotion, you get app placement types. But if you click without a goals guidance, all of them pop up. So I believe your question is, what do I recommend? I actually recommend without guidance, because you actually want as many options as possible. And if you're watching this channel, you're probably an expert or decent at buying, and you want all the options available when you're going down the creation stage, right? There is a conspiracy with some Google Ads buyers who believe that when you pick like awareness and consideration, the CPM, it flags to Google that you're going to increase the CPM or cost per view, or that if you do app promotion, it increases the cost per install. What do I think about that? I think that could be a possibility, but I don't think so. I think it's just, people just looking for conspiracies. I think it's great just to use without, and then just have as many options as possible when you're creating your ads. In terms of the ad copy itself, all I can say is, and I think I'm not saying anything to that all of us really don't know, is always make sure that when you're creating an ad, whether it's a search ad or video ad, you have a clear call to action that you want the person to do throughout the video or within the ad copy itself, that to schedule a tour today, right? You want them to schedule the tour today, right? Or you want them to buy now or buy today or watch now, request more information, things that really motivate people and push them down the funnel to take an action to get that CTR up and that cost per click down. You don't want it to be vague without an objective. So I think it was the first part that you wanted me to address. So I just wanted to also make sure I covered that. In terms of realty, what I would say is you can't have enough video. And I really think, putting your face on the video really and showing that you have domain authority and that you're speaking to the subject of the community, that you know the schools, you know the churches, you know the synagogues, you know all of it, right? And you know where the jobs are, you know the quiet parts of the city are, you know where the noisy, all that stuff. And when you talk about a house, that you're giving a lot of history and you're doing a lot of storytelling. Sometimes I think with these videos that I see at virtual tours, the storytelling is amazing when they talk about the property, even if it's a small property. This is a $44 million property here. But of course it caught my eye, because I was like, wow, that's a really cool piece of property. But notice the call to actions here, in terms of where it is, in terms of the Instagram, or I would actually say, it should say book now throughout the entire piece. So make sure that's always there. And this is a great acquisition piece. Somebody who's, you don't even have to be into property to watch this and be like, wow, that's really cool. Piece of, that's really awesome. The name of the game really with services or in realty, it really is it's B2B, because you're dealing with realty, you're dealing with consumers, but you're also dealing with mortgage lenders, you're dealing with banks, you're dealing with very expensive things. So, at that point, you're trying to build a large upper funnel to whittle people down. And the way you do that is through mid-funnel conversions as well as lead magnets. But we're going to talk about that in a second. Another thing that I like to talk about, or what I recommend whenever I talk to somebody real estate, is talk about school districts. Incorporate school districts into your ad copy. So you get those first and second, even sometimes third time home buyers, even in colleges, like if you're near a college. That kind of stuff is great for first-time buyers, because people will move to Egypt, man, for a good school district nowadays, because all of them are just so-so. But if you can put yourself near a solid school district, man, you got money in the bank. It's an easy sell, or it's an easier sell, I should say. Auction and foreclosure property ads. I talked about this with my dynamic keyword insertion for cities. That this is a very easy process to do. That when you're setting up the ad, you actually enter the dynamic keyword insertion for a city. I think you do county as well, and then you add something like foreclosed homes in Koreatown, foreclosed homes in West Hollywood, et cetera. That's all picked up by the area that you're targeting. And then homes for auction in those areas. That does really well. And, whereas somebody buys, a house 3 to 5 times in their lifetime, and 5 times, wow, probably 3. But, somebody who's a flipper, like for foreclosure property ads, I mean, they're selling 3 properties a year, right? Or buying 3 properties a year. So this probably moves a lot quicker. The other thing I want to talk about was lead magnets. Lead magnets are like the silent salesman, and it's really important that you develop your lead magnets to make sure that it's collateral that people are interacting with and engaging with to push them down funnel. It's not enough to get a submit lead form. It's not enough just to have somebody, just to get their information. You really want them to be part of your platform, so they get that drip campaign going. And that lead scoring happens. Lead behavior is monitored, and they push from a lead to a marketing qualified lead to a sales qualified lead. And that's done just like this. So I do this with a lot of my clients actually that are in the service industry or B2B industry. And what I love about this particular way of reporting is it really shows how the upper funnel works and how it pushes people down. And not only pushes people down, but it gets people in certain ways, right? Because the upper funnel has upper funnel creative. And that's how it gets people, in terms of video views and impressions, and gets those remarketing lists up. Because that's what's so great about video ads. If you have a whole bunch of video ads on different properties or different portions of the cities or various cities, you're able to have those people be part of their audience manager, and you're able to remarket them for people who've viewed to 50%, people who view to 75 or 100%. Those are highly qualified hand raisers that are very interested in the properties or the communities that you're selling in. From here, you get people who visit. And that's, again, you're able to remarket to people who landed on your landing page. And then you get people who newsletter signups or contact you. But this is where it gets really cool, is down here. And unfortunately, I always notice a lot of buyers stop here. I don't know why. It's so weird, because I think there's a whole ecosystem down here that a lot of people pass up in terms of the lead magnet philosophy. If you're able to market key aspects of the community in regards to, first-time buyers in West Covina, first-time buyers in Los Angeles, getting a loan, what's your checklist to buy in Los Angeles, all this stuff is great collateral to educate your clients and to make sure that you're pushing them down the funnel and they're being monitored, and they can actually come in this way. So you have creative for upper funnel, you'll have creative for mid funnel, and then you're going to have creative for bottom funnel. And you're going to bring in people in through various aspects as well as pushing them from the top. So you're not so reliant on pushing people down. You're getting them from the side as well. The other portion here is the marketing qualified lead, and making sure that your CRM is in place. And that's where the lead scoring happens. That's where the lead behavior is monitored. At this point, your assistant or you yourself as a realtor are moderating the actual behavior of the clients themselves. So how many lead magnets have they had? What's the sequence? What's the email marketing looking like? So that way you're able to say, okay, you're able to push them through, right? In terms of all these different collateral that they're being nurtured with. And then you're able to do here's my calendar link, let's talk about it. A lot of times it's very quick. A lot of times you just want them to talk right away. But sometimes if a person isn't qualified, that's good they stay here. That's good you're pushing them through here, because they know, hey, you have to have so much down. You have to have a letter from the bank. You have to have this. You have to have that. How big is the property you have now that you're going to sell? All sorts of stuff. So it's good it's fine if they haven't converted yet. If they haven't, talk to you about SQL. That means they just need more time to nurture, especially like if you have a first time buyer, right? Like they don't know what they're doing. So if you have like a lead magnet that specializes for first time buyers, or if you have a lead magnet for flippers, right? Or for, people who have bought the third house, that's all taken into account here. So you're able to push them through. Now, like I said, it's all about lead scoring and lead behavior. That once they become a marketing qualified lead, they're then pushed down. Once they have everything in place and they talk to your assistant or whatever, they're now a sales qualified lead. That means when they're ready to say, take my money and let's go buy a house. Let's go touring. Let's go look at houses. So that's what I love about this. And what I really like, it grades the content on specific where it's at in its structure and its architecture. So the upper funnel is graded on upper funnel metrics. The mid funnel is based on mid funnel, and then so forth. So, and then you're able to examine what the cost per lead magnet is, right? And again, some buyers are not in lead magnets; they just go straight through. But I think it's a smart way, and it's a lot cheaper to push somebody through a lead magnet, even through workshops, et cetera, than it is to just try and get them through a full-on sale through a submit lead form. But this is one thing I actually want to say too, is your CRM is very important in this, because that's where the lead scoring happens. And that's the feedback loop to Google Ads. The last thing you want is just to run ads to submit lead form and then just get bombarded with spam or unqualified leads. The CRM is the gatekeeper that when you get these leads and these people come in, you're grading them. That feedback loop sends back to Google Ads in the form of a Google Click ID. And that's how it learns what to do. Because without that Google Click ID through the CRM, you don't have nothing. Google Ads does not accept emails or phone numbers or names. They only accept Google Click ID. And the only real true way to do that, you can do it through Excel. It's messy, but the real way to do it is through a CRM. A lot of clients don't like to use a CRM like HubSpot or Pipedrive or Zendesk or ClickUp. But the whole reason is to keep that Google Click ID in place, because that is what you want is that it's called an enhanced conversion. Enhanced conversion is when that Click ID is in place and that feedback loop happens. So when somebody looks at your ads on at Starbucks, and then they go onto a laptop at home, that Click ID still stays in place, right? Because they've either gone to your site and now they've done a lead magnet. It all stays in place because of the CRM. If you do not have this, it breaks very easy, and people come in and out of it. And this person converted. I'm not sure where they came in at. That's the whole purpose of a CRM. It's very important you guys know that. So yeah. I just wanted to say thank you for watching the video. Feel free to watch our rest of our content on our YouTube channel, or visit our blog, or feel free to download any of our podcasts. We have a WhatsApp group that just reached 80 people over the weekend. I'm very happy about that. It took a while. So I look forward to hearing from any of you. You also have my phone number if you have any questions. Thank you so much.